Oh, morning. It's Monday morning. I sit in the office here before I go up the garage, open up for Mark. Mark, my mechanic, be coming in. Comes in about 10 past 8. Usually stays till 5:30, 5:45, 6 o'clock. He gets lost in time. He's very unusual like that at this day and age anyway. Yeah, so what's on today? Like I say, we're going to go up the garage. The Mini we just took in, we're going to have a quick look at that, see what it needs, unless we can deal it away without doing anything to it. I've got a bubble car we took off the trailer the other day. That's to appraise to see what's to do. Drop back on the veteran car, the George Richards, ready for Brighton. There's a couple of bits to do on that. There's always stuff to do, got loads and loads of stuff to do. And a couple of bits on some of the more modern trucks we have for sale, and to go back on our fleet really for the construction company. Mark's messing about with the brakes on one, he's been servicing one. The parts have just come for that, so we'll talk to eat some alphabet soup. We'll take a look at that. So as you can see, it's a miserable day up there. I don't know whether you can hear that, but we have pylons running across the field. You can always hear them humming when it's damp. Anyway, so Mark's going to drop back on the truck. He put new handbrake cables on that. New pads in it, I think. Discs need cleaning up. They're not bad, they're just rusty. Some new tyres on that. Flick round. Go in the workshop, see what's happening. There's his milk. Made him a cup of tea this morning. A few parts of the truck. Let's go in. Lights on. Yeah, so there's the Mini that I was talking about. I think it's burst its heat, the matrix, to be fair, because I was in there yesterday and down on the floor there. It was a bit damp, and the car was only standing still, so it wasn't allowed. It wasn't, it wasn't in the rain or anything, so could be a burst heat, the matrix that. But apart from that, it is a lovely little thing. It's, like I say, it's one of 1,000 special editions made. The British Open. It's got a full electric sunroof, which I got a shock when I thought it would just be, like the old pullback sunroof, but it's electric sunroof. And it's got the 1275 non-injection engine in, again, which is pretty unusual for this year. So it's got the engine that everybody wants, so you can add bits to it. And I think it's had a few bits. I think it's had a new manifold on it, a new exhaust. It's had bits and bobs under there. It's definitely had an aluminium radiator. I saw that, but I haven't dug into the history file, because quite a big history file that came with it. Showing pictures of its restoration, but like I say, really nice thing. Bits and bobs have turned up for the Peugeot on the ramp. Oil seals and brake pads. Points have turned up for the George Richards, and we've actually cross-referenced them to Honda Goldwing points, which are pretty difficult to get hold of, because there's two sets of points and they're handed, so left and right. One side, I can't remember whether it's left or right, but one side's easy to get and the other side hard, but I've managed to track down both sets. And these are brass cable ties. We're going to wrap some of the black hoses up on the George Richards and put them in just to make it look a bit more period looking. Found a mirror for the van, so that was good. Nice little mirror there for the Peugeot van. These are just bits and bobs. They're the wrong brake pads I ordered for it. That's a genuine filter, we'll stick that on. Oh, down there, yeah, we ordered 2 batteries the other day. When they came full of battery acid. When we opened the box was full of battery acid and the batteries are emptied, so we'll have them to top up. And it's a nightmare trying to get battery acid now because you've got lunatics trying to throw it over people in the middle of London. So you've got to have a licence or fill a form out or paperwork or whatever it is. I can't remember what we've done, but we've done it. And we've got some battery acid coming, you know. Just shows you what lunatics can do, doesn't it? There's underneath the Peugeot, let's see, some plugs out, drive shafts out, put that oil seal in. We'll obviously change both of them because they're probably both ghost. Bubble car, she should be drying out nicely. I left this on the trailer the other day, and if you look inside, if you see the little footwell round circle, that was full of water, the whole, it was soaking. Couldn't do anything about it because we picked it up on an open trailer. So, just plug that in actually while I'm here. So doing it later. Yeah, so there, that's drying out. Managed to get the Defender in because we were struggling for space. Managed to get that in. There she is. We've got that to valet and take some pictures today if it's dry. So, on top of everything else, we've got the refurbishment house to go and visit. See David up there. Our top man up there, he looks after everything. And basically, without him, nothing would get done. Right, so I'm off now. Saw Mark in the workshop. He's stripping the Mini down. He's pulled the carpets out. We found out it's got a leak in heater matrix, so he's pulled the carpets out. We'll get them pressure washed off and dried off, and all of the bits and bobs. He's going through the Mini, see what we need. I'm off on the construction job down to Tame Valley, where we look after a load of properties. Have a look at the job. No doubt by the time I get there there'll be 101 other things to do, but there you go, that's the way it works. That's what we brought back yesterday from a job. Load of fly tipping. Somebody had tipped outside one of the factories. It's happening more and more. People just don't want to take stuff to the tip, or they can't be bothered to get a permit or whatever, but a big part of our job is taking rubbish away that people have left. Right, so I've just pulled up outside the refurbishment house, and I just want to flick the camera up there for you to have a look. Look at the difference, how modern the house looks now compared to the two on the outside. I mean, I'm not being funny or snobby or anything, but it looks a lot better. So we've started doing a bit of civils work round the back, also got the gas and electric move. Put a curb line in there. We're going to do the patio and the footpath round the back, and the reason I'm doing that now is because of the weather. And I know we've had nothing but rain, but I want to get that done now before the weather really turns. Just flick the camera around there. Right, that's the back of the house. You can see how nice and modern it looks, with the French doors, the sliding doors on the back, the bifolds, and look at the expensive brickwork there, all covered in mortar, because we've had nothing but rain since Davey did that. Walking back down, we'll go around the front of the house and I'll show you inside. So we've actually got a floor. We put the floor scrape down the other day with the underfloor heating. We've got a lake as well. We've got a lovely lake there with 2 pails underneath. I know a lot of you before didn't see what the house looked like, but it was tiny, absolutely tiny. We've really opened it up and made it a big space. Well, not big, but it's bigger than it was, with a lot of light coming in there. Those bifolds and the roof lantern, don't have to let a lot of light in. Moving around, we've got a little washroom, a little utility on the left there. That's going to be a shower room, a wet room. We're still waiting for the drain to go in. We'll get a couple of washing machines in there, or washer dryer. We haven't got any stairs in at the minute, so we've got aluminium ones. Who's been running the job? Davey, who works for us, is a time-served bricklayer, but he's a lot more than that. He's a project manager. He's
he's a star basically, and he's sorting a lot of stuff out on my house. In fact, nearly all the stuff out in the last house we did, and he's just a general good guy. So we've had these rooms skimmed out. This is a little box room, just waiting to dry out now. Again, not the biggest, but a lot bigger than what they were. And you'll note we used metal studs rather than the wooden studs. They go up a lot quicker. I think they're cheaper, they're straighter, and I think they're the way forward, mate. Moving into the master bedroom now. This is going to be the master bedroom. Nice set of French doors. Again, light was going to be an issue in this one, so we put a couple of Velux windows in. I wanted 4 in, but the council wouldn't let us, so we put 2 in. And also the set of French doors leading onto the roof. Again, the council wouldn't let us put a balcony around the outside, so we're just going to put a little Julia balcony so they can open the doors nice and safely, and also use as a fire escape. Moving through here into the bathroom, we've got 2 doors into the bathroom, so there's access off the landing and my bedroom, and that's because of it's a Jack and Jill bathroom, so basically it's an ensuite bathroom for me and for other users. So we'll move down the ladders. We've got the stair guy coming out for the final measure on the stairs. It'd be nice to get a set of stairs in there. Once we get the stairs in, we're going to carry all the sanitary goods upstairs, so upstairs bath and shower, we've got them, and we'll get them chucked upstairs and the plumber can get on with the second fix. So there you go, we're always busy. There's my van. We also sell vans, that's for sale if you want to buy it. It's a nice 68 reg van there. But look at the house. How different does that look to next door? A lot different. And I think that house will bring the house prices up on that street. Hopefully, anyway. That's just a bit of what we do. Well, Monday evening in the yard, and this is how Mondays normally go for us. You'll see a recovery trailer, and you'll see a pickup driving on the trailer, getting recovered. It's not been too bad today, it's only the second one we recovered today. That'll do. Also, what I want to show you this morning is the Mini that we bought 2 weeks ago. We got it back yesterday. Saturday I pulled it in the workshops. I noticed the floor was damp. Mark had a look at it yesterday, and the heater matrix was burst. So what we did was we pulled all the carpets out. Look how solid that is in there. It's lovely, isn't it? This house. Everything. Yeah, we pulled the carpet out and pressure washed them, and obviously the heater matrix. We had to start a few bits of jobs. But what I want to show you is how clean, I can get it up, this little engine bay is. It's difficult with one hand. There. Mark's team cleaned it off. And look at it, it's come up lovely, absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? So it'll be a nice thing. What else has been happening? Go up in the workshops and have a look. Yes, Peugeot. We got the front pads fitted. He hasn't done the oil seal yet. He's going to do that today. Front pads fitted on that. And anything else yesterday? Yeah, I think he was messing on with one of the pickups outside, one of the contract pickups that we have for the contracting side. He fitted new brake cables, and I think he's fitted new sliders in the calipers. He's definitely done the new pads. A couple of new tyres to pick up from them, tyre recovery today for that.
He'll do a pre-MOT on that, and that'll be ready to go on the flight. We've got another one of the sales pickups, a Transit Crew cab that we've had in the paint shop. I think that's to pick up today. And another sales pickup we've got out there. One of the chaps who works for us is coming in today. It was covered in a vinyl wrap from new, so the paintwork underneath is really, really good, but just covered in glue. So he's gonna have to de-glue that, which is absolute. Anybody out there on this watching this video knows of a way to get the glue off vinyl wraps, please let us know, because it's an absolute ball ache for him, honestly. He's already been on one day and he's only getting the wing done, so it's probably going to cost more to take the glue off than what it would to repaint the van, but there you go. Yeah, there's the carpets out there, out the Mini. Actually, they're not bad. We stayed playing them off. We just hung them there to dry, and they're pretty dry. And about the sound deadening filters and all. That's amazing, that really, to be fair. Because they were absolutely soaking yesterday when we stayed playing them. Right, let's go a bit further down the office. So I'm in the office, doing the bit of the job that I can't stand, which is paperwork, before everybody else comes in. Two girls normally come in here about 8 o'clock, so I always get away early, get all my bits of paperwork done before they come in, start nagging us. There'll be nagging us from 8 o'clock till 4:30, leaving big piles of paper on my desk for me to look at, like, and I really look at them, you know what I mean. No, basically what I'm doing this morning is having a look at what to do on the property maintenance side of the business. So there's a couple of quotes to do, one up in Blythe, one up in the middle of Newcastle, the big market. Got to go to a site meeting there, so I'll try and film that. Somebody's property's got a leaky roof or something. It's all commercial property we do. Don't do any domestic property apart from if we're doing like a build for ourselves to sell on. So it's all factories really and shops and stuff like that. So we'll go up there and probably have to deal with an irate tenant, which will be nice. Back in the little van, Peugeot. Got it started. I just want to show you the fuel that come out of it. So we did clean the tank out, but we think that's what was lying in the fuel line, so we're going to have to get that flushed out, because it's not going to run very well on that, is it? Mark's fitting the door mirror there. See a little bit of drama there. Sort that out. But all in all, it's looking pretty good. If we can get that dirty fuel solved, we might be able to get it on the road, whip it up to the paint shop and get a match for the paint. We're not going to try and titivate it all up, but there's the odd little bit, like I just showed you where the mirror is, that needs a bit. The problem with it, Matt, dirty the fuel, it's rusted with standing. Think we need to take the carb off or not?
It's the gaskets and bits and pieces that will destroy taking it apart. If I can clean it out and get it running reasonable, and then if we can get a rebuild kit, then we look at doing a rebuild kit.
Yeah.
It'll just keep sucking rubbish still.
Yeah, I think that's the way forward, because if we disable it, we're ghost again, we're pushing in and out the workshop and it's not good. But God knows how long that fuel's been in there. I mean, we could take the carb off and, like you say, put it in the cleaner, put it in the ultrasonic cleaning bath, but then we're waiting for bits, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's the problem. And with so many other little bits of jobs to do, what do you do?
Take it right off to have a good look and work out exactly what it is.
And you can't keep carburetor rebuild kits for every single carburetor that we have here. That's the problem.
No. It's beyond all reason, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Two screws through it. leave the other screws out and the airbox out, put that piggyback pipe on like I was on about.
Mhm.
Run it to see how much dirt comes through, and also have a peek in the top
Yeah.
to see what comes through. And it's just rust that's in the bottom of the lines.
Mhm.
I wanted to try to keep the original ones on if we could, but it might just be more than a bit of contamination, not quite sure.
He's Brian back with the petrol. I think he's been to Saudi Arabia for. Mark's just fitted that filter there, so that's 2 filters we've got. So when we fire it up, we'll have a look and see what comes in on it. You make the tea, Baz?
Aye, boy, aye.
So we'll put a couple of gallon of fuel in it, I think. And we'll try again. In the real world, we'd have just liked to have bought a brand new petrol tank. And that would have been the end of it, but we're not in the real world, we're in the classic car world. And you can't just go and get a tank for a 1979 Peugeot 304 van off the shelf. In fact, you can't get many parts off the shelf now, can you?
It's not that bad, is it?
Well, it's cleaner than it was. So if we get it through, flush it through, we'll pull them plugs out there.
Yeah.
It's probably full of crap now. And we've still got a good old-fashioned spark plug cleaning machine somewhere. Somewhere in here. Nowhere for it. There she is. Old-fashioned spark plug cleaning machine. You'll not see them anymore. Saves our bacon, I tell you. Let's have a look at that. Oh yeah, it's not going to do it any good, is it?
Yeah, the new plugs.
Yeah, they're sucking it up, yeah. Right, so we've fitted that. Right, see if she starts, Mark, now, with them plugs cleaned.
Fingers?
It's a lot cleaner as well in there. Not perfect. Not perfect, but
I'll leave it to stand for a couple of days. We'll drain it back out again, pump a bit more through, see if it stays clear or whether it starts taking a load of rubbish.
yeah.
I would just tip the fuel line away and put a new one on. It's
Yeah.
not original then, is it?
No. Checking the tyre pressures on it before we take it out for its initial run. You can smell that petrol though, can't you? Yeah. Look at the dashboard in here. The interior's mint. Adjusting the throttle cable there. Mark's found out that it's only got quarter throttle. Right, so we're ready to take this out for a test drive. So, we're out on the test drive and everything seems to be where it should be, and it drives really, really well. You've got to remember this has been in a museum for God knows how long, I don't know. But drives really nice, really, really nice. Nice smooth gearbox. Engine's just ticking over, purring there, nice. Temperature's not going crazy. It's not leaking off that drive shaft oil seal. So I'm going to go a little bit further. I always like to stop and have a look, check around the car underneath and everything. Got my trusty fire extinguisher, fire stick here, just in case, you never know. But no, so far so good. So we'll go a little bit further. Right, we're on my private road now, so it doesn't matter if I hang out this camera out the window. But I've just had it out for a test drive, and I'll tell you something, this van drives really, really, really nice. got one or two faults, like I say. Looks like the brake compensator, front to back brakes, the back brakes are coming on before the front. There's one or two little bits of niggly things. Indicators were intermittent, but like from a driving point of view, smoothness, power, pulling, the gauge is not doing anything silly. It's a good little van, and I'll tell you something. You get on about Escort vans, Mark II Escort. Yeah, I've got a Mark II Escort van, and I would never sell it. So one thing I own, I would never sell. Every single thing I have in my life is for sale, apart from that van. And there's a silly reason why, and I don't want to explain it on camera. But this van drives better than an Escort van. And I'll defy anybody to tell us any different. And this has been stored in a museum for God knows how long. And I've just drove it up the road there, and I've got a real surprise, a real shock how well it drives. And the other thing what might be a shock to people watching this video is I always say the Marina van was a better drive than the Escort van. More room in the cab, a better layout, and I thought a better drive, to be fair. This beats them hands down. This was ahead of its time, definitely ahead of its time. If I've got any criticism with it, it's the gear change, but it's not that bad, do you know what I mean? It drives, like I say, really well. I mean, we don't know how long it's been stuck on that museum for. It's been in there for 25 years, I don't know, but I'm going to try and find out anyway. So we're going to put it back up here. Mark's locked the gates, so we're going to put it back up here, and we'll check underneath it for oil leaks, because we put that new oil seal in the aft shaft. We'll check underneath for oil leaks, coolant leaks, top it up with some fresh fuel, have a look at the filters again. So all that problem with the fuel that I put on the video earlier. Check the plugs and bits and bobs, and then we're going to go down the office and see where we're at with other bits and bobs that we're doing.